So, John, can you explain your story? What were you doing that wasn't working, and what made you just decide to choose a different path for your life?
Are you talking about when I was younger and a kid getting myself into a whole lot of trouble?
Yes, what made you decide to move past that, like, and stop going that direction that you were going to choose the pathway that you're on now?
Well, I grew up with loving parents who taught me right from wrong. What they didn't teach me is how to overcome or even recognize my low self-worth and the fact that I didn't think I was smart enough or good enough. And I don't think they ever knew that I thought that way. And I don't know that they had the tools, having gone, themselves to grade 3 and grade 5 was where my parents finished school. And I, I knew that when I was getting myself into a lot of trouble, that it was the wrong thing to do. But I also didn't know that there was a better way. And it wasn't until I was 19 years old where I met a mentor, somebody who really saw a good young kid who was just doing the wrong things, that showed me that there was a different path. And he showed me that I could do something that I really loved to do instead of doing what I thought I had to do, which is, when I had a job at a company that was an electronics company, it was Felix Electronics, and they had a subsidiary, Mycom. I was sitting, for 8 hours a day, with little 3 by 5 cards writing when inventory came in and when inventory went out, and it was mindless work. And so I knew that I didn't want that, but I also didn't know that there were other options for me. So the first thing that he did was he had me dream of, if I could do other things, what would it be? What would my life be like? What would I feel like? What would I, be doing? Where would I be going? Who would I be helping? And as soon as I started to think about that side of it, even though I didn't know how to do it, even though I didn't have the knowledge or the skills, he then said, well, those you can gain after you decide what it is you really would love to do. And so he gave me a little glimpse of hope. And then he backed up the hope with a plan. And every day he had me focusing on my goals. Every day he had me listening to, back then, cassette tapes. Every day he had me reading things that would fertilize my brain and my mind. And he showed me how people overcome obstacles, how people can overcome their lack of confidence or certainty, or they're not good enough or smart enough or deserving enough. And he just showed me that it was possible. And in him showing me, and in him guiding me, and in him loving me and caring about me, to take his time to show me the path, I started to see that maybe I could. And
Wow.
then my maybe turned into I can, and my can turned into I can even a lot more. And I started to learn a process that I never learned before, for self-acceptance, for self-love, for gaining more knowledge and upgrading my skills. Because I was never afraid of work. I was just doing the wrong work. I was never afraid of thinking. I was just thinking the wrong thoughts. I was never afraid of feeling my emotions. I just didn't know what to do with the ones that felt horrible.
Wow, I wish
So,
everyone could have access to your mentor that
but
changed your thinking.
that's the work I do today,
Right,
is I
exactly.
help people with understanding, many of these, they're not even concepts, they're real life things that we can start to help individuals understand. And so at 19, he put me on a path to learning how I could become more, so I could do more and give more and have more and feel more. And it's been a 35-year journey, 6-year journey now, of learning and growing and overcoming obstacles and achieving some great successes, and savoring wonderful failures that were some of my best lessons. But in all of that, the tapestry, the painting of my life has been developed. And that's what makes, that's what makes the smiles. It's all the good, the bad, the ugly, the challenging, the amazing, the downright, oh my gosh, embarrassing and ashamed and guilty and blame and all that stuff. And learning how to navigate through, through that is really what helped me.
Wow, that's a great story, John, and excellent lessons.